This marks the 16th part of this manhwa. If you haven't viewed the previous parts, you can access it by clicking the I button located above, or the link is provided in description. Let's aim for 200 likes on today's video. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. As Woon returned, he asked why hasn't she left yet. He definitely told her to leave if she want to have a fresh start through. He replied she wants to ask him something, and she inquired what's this innate true chi he mentioned before. Woon replied the energy she get the moment she is born. He don't know what kind of luck encounter she had, but if she use up her true chi, she will die. Then the scene shift to pass when he was a baby and her mother is running away for the two persons. One of them are shouting, "Catch her, that woman is running away, she can be sold for good money, so don't let her get away." Her mother's sole concern is ensuring the safety of her child, even if it means placing her in a bucket, gently lowering her into the well, and tearfully apologizing as she does so. At present she said lucky encounter and true chi. She don't know what he is talking about, and she thinks I just wanted to live, and she asks, can someone like her really have a fresh start? A few days later at Domination, the king of Domination stated not only did he save his daughter, he even eliminated the Alxons. He really don't know how to repay you for this favor. Woon replied by saying thank you for his hospitality. The king stated it's a given that the people of their Domination and the neighboring countries must show their gratitude, young master. Woon exclaimed what's important is what he will do next. As Her Highness Isian said, another group like the Alxon will appear soon. If he don't want to repeat his mistakes, all the small countries should talk and create an union and develop their strength. And he asked if it's alright with you. He did like to let Peng Hong Chung stay here for a while. He can help them raise warriors and solidify their defenses. The king responded they would be grateful if he do that. Woon thinks Peng Hong Chung was once the leader of the White Tiger Squad. If he could no longer grow in Shanghai, it wouldn't be a bad idea for him to wait for his opportunity in a different environment. Zayan of Manchuria will also try to establish good relations with the Domination. He will also tell our cult White Tiger Squad's second group to pay attention to their defense. But his talk was interrupted by King asking what that woman doing here. Woon explained her name is Yi, who used to be Alxon's best assassin. However, as she is determined to have a fresh start, he have been teaching her inner chi cultivation technique over the past few days, since she would die if he didn't do that. And he suggested, so, what do you think about putting the past behind and keep her as the Domination's bodyguard? King started to think about the Woon request. But Isian moved forward and accepted Woon's request and stated there must be a good reason why young master says that. Let us do it, father. King remarked alright, he will do as she say. He noted for the safety of Domination, this lowly one will put her life on the line. Woon remarked then they must now prepare to return to their cult. Isian stated the small nations of the western region will always believe in and follow him, young master. Somewhere in Mount Bwe, the old person white hair and beard is one of elder of Beggar clan name. Oh, remarked this alcohol tastes great. Come have some to Elder Kwan. In response Elder Kwan remarked seriously, this isn't the time for that. Their Beggar clan's guardians and branch leaders are down there fighting, those demonic cult bastards, yet he want to have a drink right now. Elder, remained silent, instead commented on the delicious flavor of the meat. Elder Kwan stated because the Murim Alliance told us to bide our time without sending in any reinforcements whatsoever, we had no choice but to keep giving up our strongholds. Elder O replied by saying it will be fine. Elder Kwan inquired what do he mean? Elder O exclaimed, aren't they the best when it comes to intelligence networks? Just think of this as taking a step back in order to take 2 steps forward. Since the Murim Alliance leader Nangong rose to his position with little effort. Asked have he heard any news? Elder O stated he went to visit the Jinshan clan in Kaifeng. Does that mean there are traitors within the demonic cult? Elder O remarked it seems that one of the demonic cult's young masters has joined hands with the Jinshan clan and is giving them information. Elder Kwan warned but they can't guarantee their victory with just that. Elder O stated of course, it is said that the main forces of the 5 great families and the 9 great sects are secretly gathering in Shishan. Elder Kwan was shocked by that, and Elder O continued by saying if they can take Shishan, they will be able to protect the trade route while putting pressure on the demonic cult. Elder Kwan stated now that the demonic cult is on a complete offensive. Shishan will be no different from an ownerless mountain. Elder O noted Myeong-un is so focused on the fight for the young leader position that he has no interest in the actual benefits he will gain from the fight. Elder Kwan questioned, can they really just wait for the reinforcements to come like this? Elder O informed that the Murim Alliance leader will abandon this Malphone. However, if the sect successor can defeat Myeong-cheon, things will be completely different. They can't just be the Murim Alliance's foot soldiers forever. It's a given that the new generations will overtake the old generations. Just you wait. Their Beggar clan's prestige will change in the next generation, since their clan successor is a martial genius blessed by heaven. Meanwhile, White Hidden Ghost is fighting with the Beggar clan successor, who is easily deflecting his attacks. White Hidden Ghost is struggling against him in head-on fight. He decides to sneak attack him, but Beggar notices him and used Divine Dragon Tail whipping technique to smash him to ground and then kicked him away, saying, didn't he call himself a member of the elite squad of the demonic cult? Looks like you are just a bunch of weaklings. Myeong-cheon stated they should have reached the last outer gate. If they had gone past this place, yet an obnoxious beggar just appeared all of a sudden. Demonic Soul Group leader, Yan Wiching, thinks the move he used just now was the dragon subduing 18 palms. And looking at his 8 knots, he believed that person is the Beggar clan leader's successor. Then Dark Killer Squad leader, Lee someone unsheathed his sword and stated, please leave him to me. As he moved close to him for a fight, he asked, what's your name? But the Beggar successor remarked, what is he going to do if he know his name? Lee someone rushed forward to attack while exclaiming, do the beggars of the Beggar clan have no name? But Beggar successor easily blocked his attack one after another and stated he is too noisy. Lee someone exclaimed while swinging his sword more forcefully and said he dare insult him? But he again avoided his attack and used Hidden Dragon Time biting technique at Lee someone, causing him to crash to in a distance. See his palm technique. Yang Wiching became nervous and thinks his move just now was the 5th technique of the dragon subduing 18 palms. He heard that the Beggar clan has produced a once-in-a-100-year martial genius. So it wasn't a lie. Beggar's successor stated, where is his next opponent? Myeong-cheon noted, there's no helping it. Looks like he has to deal with the person himself. Beggar's successor replied by saying, instead of making his subordinates get injured for nothing, he should have come out earlier. Myeong-cheon remarked, he will let him have the first move. Beggar's successor exclaimed, really? Then he will take him up on that offer. Then he started to launch attacks on Myeong-cheon one after another, which are all blocked by Myeong-cheon. See that he channeled more of his chi into his palms and used subduing dragon remorse palm technique to attack Myeong-cheon. In response, Myeong-cheon used heaven destroying palm technique. As both palm technique clashed against each other, a big explosion of chi happened. Yan Wiching thinks a worst case. But as the dust settles down, they both looked unharmed, but after few seconds Beggar's successor cough up blood and fall to ground. Myeong-cheon, while unsheathing his sword, remarked, what a fool! He was thinking of leading the future generations with just this much power. At the moment an explosion happened where the Dark Killer Squad members are. Hearing that, Myeong-cheon turned around and inquired about them, only to find out that they are thunder explosions, before he can know about the attacker. Elder Kwan approaches him and asked, can he walk? He replied by saying he didn't think he can. Elder Kwan. Before Myeong-cheon can notice him, Elder Kwan carry his student and try to escape. Seeing that, Myeong-cheon exclaimed he won't let them escape. He rushed towards Elder Kwan to block them, but a thunder bomb is thrown in front of Myeong-cheon, causing an explosion. In worry, Yang Wiching shouted, young master, please quickly get away from there. Myeong-cheon ordered they will retreat today and come back again tomorrow. Seeing them retreated from Malphone, in anger, Elder O stated, just you wait. They will definitely pay them back for what happened today, you demonic cult bastards. Back at the headquarters, Yan Wiching reported to Myeong-cheon that Malphone is now empty, and he explained further the reconnaissance squad and he confirmed it themselves. There was not even a single rat left. Myeong-cheon asked, what do he mean? Yan Wiching exclaimed, perhaps they fell for their trap, young master. Hearing that, Myeong-cheon became shocked. Yan Wiching continued by explaining, so far, except for the Beggar clan and Mount Bwe sect, their main forces have not appeared. Except for the Beggar clan's successor, there was no one who could be called an expert. It seems like the Murim alliance had no intention of fighting against them from the beginning. Lee someone asked, but why on earth would the Murim alliance abandon Mount Bwe? Yan Wiching stated, doesn't throwing one away mean that they will take another, better one? They don't know where the Murim alliance are heading to. They must hurry and inform the left envoy about this. Myeong-cheon stood from his seat and struck the desk in anger, saying, shut up. And he asked from Yan Wiching, what on earth did the reconnaissance squad do that they couldn't even detect such a thing? Yang Wiching think he has been consistently filing reports, expressing concern that the Murim alliance seems to be deliberately avoiding a full-scale war. He believes it's crucial to investigate further. However, you completely disregarded his warnings, instead labeling him a coward and boasting about the successful attack on 2 of their outer gates. Myeong-cheon then interrupted his thoughts, issuing an order to assemble all squads immediately and send scouts to track the Murim alliance's movements. 2 days later, Daming Palace Supreme Harmony Hall, Myeong-jung asked what did he just say. Divine Cult left master, Yang Daechung repeated the first young master succeeded in seizing Mao Fong in Mount Bwe, but Shishan was taken away, my lord. Myeong-jung asked did he hear that wrong, or is he joking with him? Yang Daechung stated my lord, he have failed to fulfill his responsibilities. And he tried to take his life. Myeong-jung restrained him with his chi and asked how dare he do that in front of him? Yang Daechung apologized for that. Myeong-jung ordered him to sit and asked about the current situation. Yang Daechung reported Mount Bwe is guarded by the Dark Killer Squad and the Sword Soul Squad. As for the rest of their forces, on their way back to their cult, they encountered an ambush by the Murim Alliance vice leader, Juejin, and the members of his Taishan sect, and lost more than half of their troops, so the vice cult leader had to come out himself to provide support. Divine Cult Right Master, Gong Bak Jin thinks a crushing defeat. They can't be this far behind in information warfare. There is definitely a traitor among us. The first young master made a huge blunder, no matter how overconfident he was. How could he leave Shishan empty, which is like their front yard, and launch a total attack like that? Things will be dangerous if this continues. He have to defend the first young master. And Bak Jin exclaimed since they still managed to occupy Mount Bwe, it can be considered that their intended goal was achieved. What's more, since the first young master defeated the Beggar clan's next leader, it can't be said that he didn't make any achievements. More importantly, it's certainly odd that they are losing this bad in information warfare. This means there must be a traitor within their cult. That's why he think it's best that they weed out the traitor as soon as possible, reorganize the battle line and give the first young master a chance to recover Shishan. Myeong-jung asked traitor he say, who do he think the traitor is, right envoy? The second son? The third son? Or the youngest? Enduring the chi pressure of Myeong-jung, despite the struggle to breathe, Bak Jin persisted and commented, the world is filled with betrayal, conspiracies, and challenges. Myeong-jung stated no matter how confused he is, how could he forget the definition of their cult? Bak Jin exclaimed this lowly subordinate was blinded for a moment. Myeong-jung stated a loss is a loss. He can't accept any excuses, since the fate of the young masters was already predicted. Do he think he pushed them into this successor fight without that level of determination? Only those who survive this fight will lead our cult. Hunan's Kaifeng Murim Alliance's HQ, Myeonggak, Hebei family patriarch stated the capture of Shishan this time is truly a great achievement. The alliance leader's plan was truly exquisite. Nagong-min, the leader of Murim Alliance, and the patriarch of Great Nangong family, stated he flatter him. This was only possible because the Beggar clan provided them with precious information just in time. Elder O stated they only carried out their responsibility as foot soldiers. Nangong-min asked how can he say such a hurtful thing. Elder O exclaimed if they aren't foot soldiers, what else can they be? Leaving the Taishan sect, Hengshan sect, Songshan sect that advanced into Shishan aside, excluding the Manhwa sect, what have the other 9 great sects done this time? Not to mention the 5 great families. Didn't all of this happen because the Murim Alliance leader was chosen from the 5 great families, not the 9 great sects? Myeonggak intervened and stated for someone who came here to represent the Beggar clan leader, he is going too far with his words. Elder O stated look at today, he attended on behalf of the Beggar clan. But what are the Zhongnan sect, Amei sect, Kongtong sect, Hengshan sect, Hainan sect doing? How bad the authority of the Murim Alliance must be falling. For there are rumors that the Vice Alliance leader Juejin is creating a new Murim Alliance, centered on the 9 great sects, 1 great clan and the 5 mountain sword sects to spread. Nagong-min explained the clan leader also approved of this operation. The Amei sect leader is sick and the rest had work to do, that's why he called for the corresponding representatives. Everything was done for the sake of the Murim Alliance, so please calm his anger. Venerable Huiming the Shaolin sect leader remarks he understand how he feel, but please calm down. Xuanjin, the Wudong sect leader added, he understand that he is upset because our promising talent suffered a serious injury, but we need to stop the rumors about the Murim Alliance. While grinding his teeth, Elder O thinks he have no choice but to calm down when two of the Murim Alliance's strongest elders are speaking. Shujiming, the Mount Bwe sect leader, thinks however, they cannot rule out the possibility that the rumors that Elder O mentioned are true. Since Nangong-min of the great Nangong family, one of the 5 great families, was appointed as the Murim Alliance leader, and Juejin of the Taishan sect, one of the 5 mountain sword sects, was appointed as the vice alliance leader, the 3 great forces were able to live in harmony to some extent. The world knows that the vice alliance leader and the elders and the Murim alliance leader aren't on good terms. The more this happens, the more the Murim alliance leader treats the elders with courtesy and solidifies his power. But if this harmony is broken, there will be great chaos. Elder O stated still, even though the Jishan clan is the demonic cult's subordinate sect, it's still quite far from Qinghai. So how did you obtain such advanced information? Myeonggak exclaimed, isn't it all thanks to another son of the demonic cult leader who wants to keep Myeong-un in check, for brothers to fight one another? Elder O remarks it's not like that only happens in the demonic cult. A few years ago, in Hebei, it was said that a child from a prestigious family was aiming for the patriarch position, got kicked out for fighting with his brother and stealing the secret manual. Myeonggak noticed the fury in Nangong-min's chi and urged the elder to put an end to the situation. At the moment, servant nervously called alliance leader name. Nangong-min questioned what happened. He stated an urgent message has arrived from Zhejiang. It is said that 32 masters of the Hainan sect near Zhejiang were massacred. Nangong-min inquired who would do such a heinous thing. The servant said it said that the Jishan clan, led by the demonic cult's second young master, Myeonggak, was the one behind it. Nangong-min was shocked by all this. Near Turpan roadside, Kwan Hyum stated, now that Peng Hong Chung isn't here, it feels a little empty. Ha Homan agreed with that. Woon remarked he won't be gone for long. Zhou Quan questioned at any rate. Princess Yi Xian looked quite serious before they left. Is there some problem, young master? Woon replied she told him to be careful because he might meet someone near Hunfei Nation on the way. Zhou Quan said, pardon? Woon said she said that a master from the Central Plains is coming to Hunfei Nation. Zhang Yangs inquired, aren't they pretty close to Hunfei Nation? Zhou Quan added, if it's a master from the Central Plains, could he be from the Murim Alliance? Woon stated he don't know. But someone appears in front of them asking them to stop. Woon continued by saying, speaking of the devil, why don't we exchange greetings first? My name is Myeong-woon from the Heavenly Demonic Cult. The person introduced himself as Nangong-jun, and he came here to cut down the son of the demonic cult leader. This marks the conclusion of the 16th part of this manhwa. The 17th part will be uploaded tomorrow. To show your support, consider subscribing to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.